Hello and welcome to the weather update. It is January 23rd, 2020, and it's 8 o'clock. And we'll start off with the sad light because tons of clouds over the area today. Pretty much cirrus over us all day, like cirrostratus and stuff. This is a strong extratropical storm that's over here. It's an unusual position to see, but this is because we have a southern branch of the jet stream. And we're looking at another satellite loop. You can see again all these clouds over us today. So a lot of clouds today. Like I said, our string of sunny days is over, officially over. So right now at Central Park, it's 45 degrees, very warm. What the heck is going on here? We've not lost our internet. I don't know. Sometimes this computer does that. It'll come back. Let's see. All right, here we go. So we're going to first start off with the Gabreski Airport because we had a really cold night last night. You can see it's already dropping. It's down to 28 already. So let's see what it got down to at Gabreski Airport. So actually, the morning before, this is yesterday morning, it got down to 6 degrees at Westhampton. Wow, look at some of these observations. Show these. See how cold it gets in Westhampton. It's nope, wrong way. Show you how cold it gets in Westhampton. So this is from the 22nd. This is yesterday morning, and it got down to 7. And it was look at that. Look at the single digits. There they are. So it gets really cold there in Westhampton. Isn't that incredible or what? And then this morning it got down to 10. So again, that's the magic of the dwarf pine barrens. It gets really cold there. That's for sure. It's really amazing how you get this one of the best places for radiational cooling in the entire area. When you have dry air, clear skies, no wind, that's when it drops, and it's probably going to drop to around 20 out there tonight. But for other areas that were, more not subject to the radiational cooling, you can see it's warmer there, and I slept 32, and it got down to 19, and so good almost 10 degrees warmer in the areas that were not affected so much by radiation. They were affected by radiational cooling, but not like it is in Westhampton. That's a really extreme example of it. And of course, another extreme example of that is the Pine Barrens west of Toms River. So I'm curious to see what it got down to in Toms River last night in those Pine Barrens. 13 degrees. So it got down to 13 this morning, and then yesterday morning it got down to 12. Still not as cold as Westhampton. Even though it gets warm there during the day, it hit 48 in Toms River today, so almost 50. Probably going to hit 50 tomorrow there in Toms River, but it still gets cold at night, but not like Westhampton. That's the best spot right there. So let's take a look at the setup here in our atmosphere again, and we have let's I want to just look at something else. You know what? I'll look at that tomorrow. Because I'll have to do another weather update tomorrow. Because we got to watch this storm here now. That's out in the middle of the country. That's going to be bringing us a soaker for Saturday. So when we look at the overall pattern, we'll go over the overall pattern tomorrow. Let's first take a look at this soaker that we're going to be having. You got to take one thing at a time here with the weather. So tomorrow we still have a dry day. The rain doesn't get here. But then Saturday, you see this storm coming up, and look at that yellow over us there. Very heavy rain starting in the afternoon, lasting through the evening. So it's going to be a washout of a day, unfortunately, for Saturday. And then we're done with it. And then by Sunday, it's dry again. And as far as any storminess goes, not really seeing any major storminess here. There's a little very weak system. That would be for next weekend. You can see this was the one that the model brought. See, now it takes it totally differently. So that's what I mean. In the long range, you just can't count on these models. You just can't count on them. But there's no real. It does not look like there's any real Arctic air. And the reason why is because when we go and we look at it's hard not to talk about the long range, so we have to talk about it. There's no real Arctic air. So if we go and we look at the 500 heights here, you will see that we've got this trough over Alaska again. All right, and as long as that trough is there, as long as you have that trough there, the cold air is just cut off. It's just cut off because you have the jet stream pretty much just coming in like this. All right, and when it comes in like this, and the wind flow is coming in like this, it's cut off the Arctic air pretty much. It's like it's almost like there's a big fence here. The Arctic air just can't come down. So that's what we're dealing with right now, and we're back into that pattern again, which sucks, and I know I hate it too. It really does suck. So as we go in further in, you will see not much of a change. That trough just sits there over Alaska, and we've got this somewhat zonal flow across the country. We see a little more of a trough in the east as we head toward February, and a little more of a shift. But still, you got this troughiness over here. Now, this looks like a nice big trough toward the end of the period. But with the trough here, I don't know how you're going to... I mean, you do see a little more of what they call a connection, but you want to have... The real Arctic air is probably cut off. We're going to have to see how this looks at the surface as far as temperature anomalies go. But the bottom line is, as far as getting a real winter, so far, there's no signs that we're going to see that. Let's take a look at the 2-meter temperature anomaly here, and we'll see. Oh, that's the 2-meter temperature. This will show you where the warm air and the cold air is. So if we go and we look at this, you will see mostly above normal temperatures across the entire country, and even Canada. You can see that there's some cold air over there, and a piece of that may try to come down. But we can't really get the real cold air to come down as long as there's a trough here, because again, it's got that westerly flow. So you're only getting, maybe air masses from Canada, not air masses from the Arctic Circle, hence no Arctic air. And that's the problem we've been having with this pattern the whole winter. And it's just been, it's been very disappointing, to say the least. And unfortunately, I just don't see a change in this. We'll go back to the upper dynamics again, and we'll look at the euro and see if the euro has any different ideas. Probably not. So we'll go ahead and look at the euro. Yeah, it looks exactly the same. Well, actually, this is from the past. But yeah, it looks exactly the same as that trough over Alaska, has that ridge over here, and the trough over Greenland. So again, that locks up the cold air pretty much in the Arctic Circle. It can't get out. If I change this regions to, let's see, northern hemisphere is on here. So I'm going to kind of show you the whole hemisphere here. I'll go back to the GFS, and I'm going to show you the temperatures and show you all the cold air that's just there's cold air, but it's only in the Arctic Circle. It's not being allowed to come down. So let's see. Let's take a look and see. So you can see there's a lot of cold air up there in the Arctic Circle. See if I can. This is going to be a little tricky here. So this is the whole northern hemisphere here, the air temperature. All right. And you can see that there is, over the Arctic Circle, over Alaska, over extreme Arctic Circle, it's confined. The only areas there where it's escaping is Siberia and Europe, and Eastern Europe, into Asia, that they're seeing some Arctic air. But other than that, it's mostly spilled over onto the other side of the globe, and we're having a lot of trouble seeing that Arctic air come down. Like I said, it's been almost a non-winter for us, because we're just not seeing any Arctic air at all, which is highly abnormal. We're supposed to see Arctic air. It's not, there's supposed to be Arctic air in the winter. So let's go back to the regional view. Actually, let me go back to that for a minute, because this does have anomaly on here, and I just want to see. As cold as it looks, we'll see if there are any big temperature anomalies here. Yeah, there's some colder than normal over Alaska and Greenland. The cold air is just confined to these small areas. So Greenland, Alaska, looks like Siberia, and that's it. The rest of us are dealing with above normal conditions. So now let's go to our region, and we'll take a look and see what our temperatures are going to be doing. Let's see how this, like I said, this affects our temperatures, because right now we got this Pacific pattern back in place again, and it sucks for us. I know it does. So, especially if you want cold or snow. So as we go into your Friday, temperatures come up a little bit into the mid 40s. Maybe upper 40s, and over New Jersey. Actually, I think this is underdoing, and I really think it's going to be warmer than this. I think it could be 50, and 50 or higher in New Jersey for sure. Long Island is probably going to see mid and upper 40s. And then for your Saturday, we see that rain come in, and we're going to see that LLJ come in and bring in the warm air. So you're going to get that LLJ that's going to transport oil and moisture into our area, bringing the heavy rain Saturday afternoon into the evening. So temperatures go up toward 50 degrees, especially in New Jersey. Could be 50 on Long Island too, perhaps. And then some cooler air on Sunday, but still above normal. We're in the low and mid 40s. So we're still above normal for Sunday. Monday, mid 40s. Mid 40s again for Tuesday. Maybe mid 40s for Wednesday. Thursday, mid 40s. Any cold air in sight? Any really cold air in sight? None. Not until we get toward February. Maybe we'll start seeing a little more as far as mid 30s go, but still no Arctic air. See, if we could get into this, that would be great. See this cold air trying to come down, but we got this freaking Pacific flow that keeps it from coming down, and that's the problem that we have. So yeah, it stinks. It stinks. So let's go look at the dew points, and I'm just curious about the weekend. If we might see some humidity come into the area just a little bit here. Yeah, here's Saturday. Yep, some dew points possibly pushing 50 degrees in New Jersey. Otherwise, upper 40s for us. So you can see that shows you the moisture transport there. I don't know if the NAM's going to go far enough out. Yeah, it'll go far enough out. So the NAM 12 kilometer goes far enough out. So you can see here that moisture being brought into our area here on the NAM, and it'll be windy too. You look at these wind speeds. We're going to have some strong winds too. So it'll be windy, rainy, east southeast winds. It's not going to be nice to be out at all. It's going to be a washout. So let's go look at the precipitation here. So as we go into Saturday, you'll see here we go, and look at this. These look like thunderstorms. So we could really have some really heavy rain. Like I said, we have some really tropical air that's being advected into our area for Saturday. So that could make it pretty uncomfortable. It will feel uncomfortable. It's going to be humid, but it's also going to bring in the heavy rain. And said some of this that looks like a lot of rain right there on the NAM. And the NAM so far has been pretty good with rainfall estimates. So let's see how much rain. Yeah, at least an inch. At least an inch. At least an inch of rain. Let's look at the GFS. Yep. So we're going to see at least an inch. Higher amounts probably over New Jersey where it's warmer and where there'll be more moisture. Yeah, that seems to be what we'll have a better idea starting tomorrow is exactly what's going to happen with this. So lastly, we'll look at the sky conditions and see what we have. So for tomorrow, it'll probably be sun and high clouds for tomorrow, and then obviously Saturday, tons of clouds. Sunday we may see a little sun, but then more clouds build in. As far as any clear days go, with this pattern, it's going to be hard. Maybe Wednesday and Thursday we might have a clear day. Maybe it won't be that cold, but it looks like we do have some possibilities for clear days. At least we're seeing a little less tropical moisture with this latest Pacific pattern. It's not quite as much tropical moisture coming up and clouding us up. That's for sure. Let me look at the NAM. Let's see what the NAM has for tomorrow, because how much sun we get is going to depend on how warm it gets too. So it looks like we will see some sun tomorrow. So that's why I'm thinking a lot of areas are going to see close to 50 degrees. I think these models might be underestimating some of how warm it's going to be tomorrow. Let's see what this has. Yeah, I think it's going to be warmer than that. I really do. I really do. So let's go over to the windy.com model. This is kind of interesting. This storm that's out here, that's southeast of Bermuda, looks like, wow, quite a lot of Hamilton. Bermuda must be getting some really bad weather. It looks like a 39 mile an hour wind at Bermuda right now. So they must be getting one hell of a storm there. These are sustained winds in this storm, and let's see what we have here. A 47 mile an hour sustained wind with this storm. Quite an intense storm and an unusual location for it. Let's take a look at the wind gusts. Wow. So 77. Wow, that's really impressive. I might want to see what the weather in Bermuda is on this update. So 74 mile an hour. Wow, it's almost hurricane force. Look, it's got a little eye there too. Isn't that weird? Anyway, let's shift on over to our area. It's kind of winds we're going to be dealing with today. Um, the winds. Oh yeah, we're going to be dealing with some winds. All right, these are the wind gusts. I'll just be looking at the wind gusts in this one. So as we get this LLJ in place here, we'll see some wind gusts into the 30s and 40s. Not as bad as what they're experiencing in Bermuda, but still not great. Now let's see if I can get Bermuda weather here. Bermuda weather. All right, 63. Wind 28 miles an hour. So we can go to the Bermuda Weather Service and actually get it, because it looks like they're getting quite a storm here. Island observations. Let's see what we got here. So let's see. They use knots. Yeah, very stormy there. Very stormy. Very stormy. Okay, let's just look at earthnullschool.net, and then I'm going to wrap up this weather update, because I just want to look at the ocean temperatures, because I'm sure that they're running above normal. I'm sure of it. Let's see. Ocean. Sea surface temperature anomaly. Yeah, a little bit above normal. Not dramatically above normal, though. But right off the coast, it's above normal. But not in this area where the storm was. That's what I was curious about. Okay, well, that's going to wrap up this weather update. Take care, and thank you for watching.